The neuroscience aspect is so fascinating. Now, when you take that information to some of the other clients you work with, like your healthcare clients, what do you find they are dealing with the most in the world of dignity, assaults on their dignity?
Well, I think it's very similar. I mean, it's a very similar reaction that people in healthcare, if they feel like their higher ups, their bosses, leadership team violates their dignity, they won't say anything. They'll suck it up. In fact, one person said to me once in a healthcare environment, "Oh, dignity violations? It's my job to suck them up. I can't talk about my dignity violations to my boss." So it's everywhere. It's everywhere. And in the healthcare system, I think it's a very hierarchical system. As in even in the corporate world, of course, it's hierarchical. But I think when people feel that sense that they can't speak up, they can't talk about what happened, then, this creates a real toxic work situation, Drew, because everybody's afraid of speaking up and everybody's afraid they're not going to get the promotion. They're not going to get a good performance review. They're afraid their jobs might be on the line if they speak up to their boss who has so much authority over them and power over them. I think that healthcare is a little bit more layered because even though it's the same reaction, I think it's a little more nuanced because we're not only dealing internally, the mechanisms within the workplace environment, in the hospital environment, but we're also dealing with patients and clients. So there's that other dimension to this, like how are our patients responding to the way we're treating them? And I did a 6-month leadership training at a hospital here in Cambridge, Mount Auburn Hospital. It was a wonderful experience. When I introduced all of the dignity model to them, all the basic building blocks and everything, people say to me, "Oh my gosh, Donna, this is just common sense. These 10 elements of dignity, 10 ways that we can honor someone's dignity." And I said, yes, it's common sense once you know it, but most people don't know it and most people don't practice it. So, and the ignorance surrounding it is, I had a friend from Ecuador, a colleague who said, "Oh my gosh, Donna, the ignorance surrounding dignity is encyclopedic." And he said, "We've got to do something about this." So I take the position here, which is really, really important, that I in no way want to shame anybody in a leadership position for not understanding this and not having this already part of their repertoire. It goes nowhere fast because none of us knew it. I have to say, I didn't even know it before I started really researching it. It took me 7 years to research this. And you know what my conclusion was about me personally? I'm a dignity violator. I know how to do that. And I always tell this story that, I'm a recovering dignity violator. I have an organization here in Boston called Dignity Violators Anonymous, and anybody can come. So I get a good laugh out of that. But why that's so important is because I want people to open up to this. I don't want them to feel like, "Oh my gosh, I should have understood this. I should have known this." It's not taught anywhere in business schools or in medical schools or, now it is, now that I've introduced it in so many different arenas. But we have to take the shame out of the process of saying, "Oh, okay, I might have violated somebody's dignity and I really have to go and hold myself responsible. I really have to go and tell the people that I might have violated that I'm really sorry and, make an apology." So, but that takes kind of courage on the part of leadership to overcome that instinct to want to save face and not say anything about it. So what we're trying to do is, again, take the shame out of it just because the returns on this knowledge, Drew, I mean, it's incredible. I have partners in the business schools who have done research showing that when employees feel like their dignity is being honored, productivity increases, employee engagement increases, willingness to give discretionary energy goes up, job retention stays. People stay longer because they're being treated well. And anybody in the corporate world or any healthcare knows how expensive it is to keep retraining people because people often leave because they don't feel like they're being treated well in a work environment. So it's a no-brainer to get this and to get this to get this not only within yourself as a leader, but throughout your entire leadership team and even throughout the entire organization. Because I always say everybody has to do this because employees can violate their boss's dignity too. This isn't just top down. So everybody, once people get it and they see the benefits of it, oh my gosh, it's a really wonderful experience.